Carlos Mesquita, who used to live on the streets, now manages the OBS Rainbow House for the homeless. He criticized the city's hard stance towards homelessness and the current shelter model being employed.
The biggest problem is the criminalisation of homelessness. If people think that punishing homeless people is going to get them anywhere, that is the worst thing that you can do. That is what's making the problem as big as it is. People don't realise it's not just merely giving a bed to somebody to sleep on. That is why we've got the problem with the safe spaces and the havens, etc. Unfortunately, we are probably one of the last countries that still has the model that we're using at the moment. You know, you have to be, number one, you have to be clean before you go into the shelters, which is not possible. So, most people get addicted on the streets because they, you know, to handle it's not an easy way of life. People think it is. You know, I've had a record company and I promise you, I worked longer hours as a homeless man than I did as a record company boss. That I can guarantee you. It was 16, 18 hours a day.
Mesquita believes that the independent housing model is the way forward in addressing the issue.
The independent living space is, to me, what is the future of housing the homeless with dignity. And dignity is important here. You have to, when you are housing homeless people, they are not just, you know, items. They are human beings and they have to be given the dignity. Agency and dignity, and you'll see a change in the person. You won't even have to do a major program to see that change. You know, these are adults. You don't have to be on them every step of the way and telling them how to do this, how to do that, when to do this, when to do that. People have keys here. They don't rely on me opening a door for them. There are obviously rules, but the rules are made by themselves. We sit, the minute they move in, we have a house meeting and they together decide on what the rules are going to be, and respect for each other, and the house is obviously the most important.
He said on average in their first housing initiative they achieved an 87% employment rate for their residents in the first 6 months.
And so it's a high average and it's something that we always aspire to. And although this is a wet house where people come in or still addicted, the progression is quite quick if you get them involved in work, or be it something a job that they have to go and do for somebody else, or we found if you give them their own niche, like for example the guys that do the artwork and the beading and that type of thing, if they can get involved in that type of thing, something that they're passionate about, they very quickly become successful. And so we've had people that have been 2 months in the program and have been able to go into their own accommodation.
One resident, Neela Naidu, was released from prison at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic and had nowhere to go. Naidu makes art to earn a living and has already been part of 2 exhibitions.
Art saved me in many, many ways. Being incarcerated with 30 different personalities in the room, it can drive you crazy if you're not doing anything. So I've focused mainly on etchings. It took me into a better space. You know, I blocked all the negativity around me. It helped me emotionally, mentally. It just kept me calm most of the time. I would have gone back to prison, definitely, because unfortunately all the doors closed on me with my family. It means the world to me. Carlos really is like a father figure, you know. He took me in without judging me, yes.